Yo, what's up, everybody? Let me check real quick. Looks
Are
like
there tails of a podcast? Okay, I'm gonna try to get this high speed dude. That's 10,000 points. I'm gonna get 2 shots in on the boss up top. Going back up. This is a bait.
Pretty good. He's already gone.
Come on, 10,000. High speed dude. Give me a high speed dude.
High speed dude.
Extra
Free
life.
life.
Okay. Look for 63. Okay,
Second
I'm
one.
gonna do the long answer.
Second one. Okay.
Long answer, not the long answer.
Second one.
Short answer with the horizontal line. No. 63. Let me. Oh.
75,000. Stars line. One is up.
yeah.
Oh no, not this
Hit.
stage.
No, you should want this stage.
So I can practice it.
This is where you're putting wrinkles on the brain.
Unlearn.
Where's
You
that
must
guy going?
unlearn what you have learned. Is that what this is?
Shooting that guy in the top of the head.
Do not get.
Jump and shoot.
Okay, up is down. Up is down. Okay, got it. Got it. What do I do here? Go down first. Nope. Do this one. Kill this guy. Got him. Wait for him to shoot. Jump and hold up. Okay.
Watch.
Jump and shoot. Kill that guy.
Now go down.
Duck and shoot. Wait for bullet. Go.
No. You got to get that thing that you missed. Drop down.
What did I miss?
That bomb.
Oh. Okay.
Keep going. Watch out for
Hold up. Shoot. Duck.
drop. Oh, now be careful. High jump and shoot.
No. Okay, wait for him to shoot. Jump, shoot. Okay. Jump, shoot. Gotcha.
Got him.
Okay. Wait for him to shoot. Don't wait for him to shoot. Come down. Castlevania. And up and down. Okay. 10,000.
10,000. You could get 20,000 extra points there if you get that, or not 20,000, but you get that high speed dude.
I think you only get
Captain
bonus
Jax.
high speed dude on a boss. Okay, down is down. Up is down.
Down is down and up is down.
Yeah, up is down. Stand is nothing. Okay. Good.
Now watch out for those
Don't touch that
guys
bomb.
that fly in.
Get this. Kill that guy.
Don't
Wait for
get-
this guy
don't-
to shoot
I'd go a little
a
further.
little further so I don't accidentally waste.
Unless you want
points.
to high jump.
No. Oh no! I should have stayed up there.
Be careful.
How do you miss so many shots? There we go. Okay. Okay, duck. It's okay. Down is duck. Okay, no problem. No problem. Down is duck. Get out of here for that
Watch
rocket.
out. Watch out.
Stand to shoot.
Got him.
Down is jump.
Watch out
dodge
for that
rocket.
bounce rocket.
Okay, up and kill. Already killed.
No.
Duck. No, get out. Get out. Shoot and then get it on the screen. Okay, he's dead.
Okay, now get that lower
Duck
guy.
shot.
Now get,
Okay.
don't get that.
Don't get that.
Now get some shots out there.
Duck and shoot. Stand
Watch
up,
out for that guy.
Duck, down, up. All these are permissible. Duck, up. Down,
I would drop.
Down is what? Wait,
Keep
down
go.
is duck and up is duck. What?
Keep going.
How? What
Watch
on
out
earth?
for that guy. Watch out for a bounce rocket.
Yeah, he ain't touching me. This is. It's easy.
Watch, no.
This is easy this whole time?
Watch out.
Okay, no problem. Oh, no, stay away. jump, and jump, and jump.
You got him.
No speed dude. That was not a speed dude, though. 20,000!
20,000 big points.
Blow people up, Tom. Blow them up. Extra life.
114,000.
All right, we're looking for 63. 1 meter. It's got to be 1 meter. These are the same.
17.
17. Long answer. Oh wait, I got it. This one. 200.
114,720. Sam Griffith is in your rear view mirror. 128,390 points.
All right, who's
You know
next?
who that is?
Who's that?
Stephen Lucas.
What's his score?
128,
1.
390.
Okay, okay. What's this guy, cartwheeling? Okay, that's fine.
She was just trying to get to dance class.
Yeah. So
You
I'm
put her in a
basically the opening
casket.
Of Double Dragon 2. That's what I just did.
He was like, that was my girlfriend.
Oh no, I gotta go all the way. And then,
Then shoot that guy in the top of the head.
and then up, jump. No.
Wait,
This one.
yeah, jump there.
Let that guy live? I guess he's a liver.
Just jump. Yeah, high jump and shoot.
You can't shoot. Oh no, he's. Oh look, I got a pad point here.
Uh-oh. We're going to have to mark that down so certain players
Oh no,
don't.
get out. I'm okay. Alright, time is an issue. Time is an issue. Up is this.
Oh, my
Okay,
goodness.
Okay.
Watch out.
No. Wait, how do you super jump? Okay, got it. I want to stay. I like staying grounded when possible.
Watch out. No.
Don't do it.
Careful.
Up is duck. Oh, my time. How much?
Watch the
how's my
bombs.
time?
Watch the
Oh,
bombs.
wait, it go-
Oh, my goodness.
Okay,
What is
that's
that?
Nothing. That's easy.
Stephen Lucas.
See you later,
Don't get
Steve.
that one.
Don't touch it. No touching.
Weak point.
Oh, no, it's sucking. Okay, easy.
He's
Down.
got it.
Give me 10,000.
10,000.
I got like 3 extra lives.
146. Stephen Lucas in the rear view mirror.
Who's next?
Streaming sensation Jamie Tibbetts.
Is out of here? Can we take away his sensation status?
He is
Can
he is no longer be a streaming. We've handled that.
Problem solved.
Problems sometimes solve themselves. Watch out for that.
He's creeping or something. Can always tell a creep.
218,000
Up is reverse.
is
no,
the.
rocket!
Oh my
How did
goodness!
that get me?
They gave it a good bounce.
All right. I
What
think
can
a
I
good
do
trick
for
is
you?
if you do the up to
Go
jump,
with
just
honor,
keep holding
friend.
up, and you'll duck.
For the Alliance.
One. Oh man. Got him. Oh no. Okay, let that go. Okay. He's nothing. He's no threat. Avoid that special thing.
Two shot. Oh, very good. Very nice.
Okay, do this, hold up to duck, okay?
Drop it back. 115.
Do the cartwheel, do double
She's
dragon 2 intro? Okay.
she's just showing off. She's like, look what I can do. Jeremiah just emptying his clip into her.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It spawned. Did you see this nonsense? Hold up. Move forward. Down. Okay. Oh no, these guys.
These guys mean business. Shooting.
Shooting.
Oh my goodness.
They held me. Okay. Okay, I can do this. It's. Okay, got him. Alright, take care of the lady. No problem. Okay. Okay. Up is this. Don't grab that. For when I beat the stage for an extra 10K, right?
10K would be huge. Get out of here, lady. Where the...
So basically, if that girl in Double Dragon 2, Marie, if she learned how to cartwheel like that,
Watch out! Oh!
she'd still be alive. Okay, alright, we gotta beat this level. We have to. Okay, no problem. Easy.
The alternate, like, you could get that and just fly through some of these people. Oh my goodness.
I almost died there.
The talent going all in. He's like, I'm either 10K or broke.
Wait, I can get his foot, right? No, I can't. Oh no, that's a death sentence. How
But
do you even do that?
but can you wait?
Reversed inputs. No.
I would back off of that. You can't shoot that, right? Like that's not.
It's not even making a dink noise. Or... That's a test. That's a test. Jump over, hold up,
And then drop.
and drop down, then drop
And
up,
drop up.
then hold up, wait for it to
And
pass,
then-
and then get over. Okay.
Nice.
That was, oh!
My
no, invisible.
goodness,
No,
the
we knew
talent.
That. We knew that. Oh no, rocket guy! Get out! All right, get
Watch
forward.
out! Watch out!
Oh no, we got cartwheel
We got
guys. We got
Zippy.
We got Marie.
Watch out! That's the missile is bouncing and. $184,550. Excellent.
So that'd have been 194 plus a kill plus another kill plus a bomb. Let's say 196, 197, and then a new level. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Producer will be right back. That's the score, 184, 550. Done. Okay. What's my next score? 218 or something?
$218,710 points.
Well, let's... Oh, no, we got tape gate. We got tape
Oh
gate.
no! Hold on. Splitting them.
Okay, no problem, no worries. Okay, this is the trap door already. Okay, no problem. Crawl. Shoot.
Jimbo's saying that he was joking about something. I don't know what he was joking about.
Just joking? 10,000.
I take everything Jimbo says as factual.
Okay. Thomas. Oh, that guy's not making it out there. Oh, did you see that duck?
That was close. That guy just air stabbing. Look at these people.
Whoa, he threw 2 grenades. Did you see that?
Who gave that guy 2 grenades?
Yeah.
Wasting. So wasteful. You know, if I give somebody 2 grenades and they're just like, they just lob them.
He almost killed me with it.
Almost, but
That would have killed some of the people under me in score. It would have. Oh no, I blew it. Oh no! I
oh
thought it was
no,
gonna-
you could have
There goes 10,000
wipe it.
for 10,000.
Yeah, that's 10,000 points in this.
No, it's nothing. 10,000 isn't nothing. Wait, no, they gave it to me.
That's the boss.
Yeah, but I thought I had to go. I thought I had to be a fast-paced operator to kill the boss.
Oh,
To get
a
the
high-speed
10,000.
dude.
Yeah. 63.
8.
8.
I meant 11.
Short.
Long. 18. Two.
It's never the long answer. It's never the long answer. We're learning.
It's never the long answer when you choose it.
Oh no, not this stage.
You should be excited for this stage.
Practice. They should
It's
be scared
fun.
of me.
Oh my goodness.
I got impatient there. Can you tell? That's a rocket dude? No, that's nobody.
Oh, wipe it. Just wipe this
That's
down.
a wiper?
This is
I got an extra life.
10,000.
No, I could practice on the harder stage. I could practice on the harder stage.
That's like
I can make it. I can make it.
That's Arcus practicing something.
No, I can make it. Was he reloading?
That's so he's basically just spending. All right, I've been entrusted with. Oh my goodness.
Forgot about that. It's all right. I can make it. I can make it. I can do it.
Champ Blue asking how far from Chicago? Depending on where in Chicago, but 15 minutes. Not far at all. Largest arcade. If you haven't been here, we are the largest arcade in the world. Every Monday, we put a new game on the arcade floor. We're up to 1,075 games. We haven't missed a Monday in over 10 years.
Okay.
We're open all holidays. 7 days a week, 365. Boots, thank you, man.
Okay. Another one of these mind-bending stages.
$25 to get in, and you're good all day. No quarters or anything. We get players in from all over the world. We get tons of industry people out this way. Joel saying going to the Galloping Ghost Arcade is worth the drive or flight. There are hotels and Airbnb in walking distance.
Oh my! They put you through the whole letters, numbers. All right, here we go.
Chapter 1.
Is this the game here? Is this the run? Okay. 141. Kill the grenade guy. He's the threat. Okay. Get a kill on screen. Shoot him. Shoot him. Oh, he's a blocker. Okay.
Oh no! Wipe it down. Wipe this down.
That's a wiper?
That's a wipe.
You think so?
Shampoo saying Konami has made some crazy games throughout the years. We have so many of those games from Konami. If you're a Konami fan, I am too. Oh.
Your favorite Konami game is different than my favorite Konami game.
What is your favorite Konami game?
Contra 3.
Yes. Minute 42 on the clock. That's a bit.
Contra
What do you
3
think
is the
my
best Konami
favorite
game.
Konami game?
Castlevania.
That's definitely up there. I might agree with that.
What? How did I not touch that? But yeah, Contra 3 is the best.
Time Pilot, love it.
Okay. Moving along.
Mark is saying Batman from Konami is my favorite.
Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo where you can clank the two heads together.
Casey Spoon asked, did you score any new properties in the last couple of weeks to add to the Galloping Ghost list of properties on Ogden? So we have closed on 8941 and 8943 Ogden are both ours. We signed the contract, but we haven't closed on 9319, 9321, and 9323. So those buildings, closing is on the 20th of February. So those are pretty much done deal. We have one property that we have an agreement. We have a signed agreement saying that that property, Tape Gate, the talent, doing it all, getting Tape Gate handled. We have a signed agreement on another property. We have a but no date for that one. Just a signed agreement. We have 2 buildings and a third building, 2 separate deals that we have agreed on prices, and we know the time frame of when they want to sell. But we don't, and so we haven't negotiated, we haven't, and their prices are very good, so those are all but done deals.
Alright, this stage, last round, it had my number. Do you think that jetpack guy's worth good points?
Probably. There's a lot of properties that we are scoping up on Ogden.
Like Silent Scope?
like very much like Silence Good. I literally have a map of Ogden. I took a Google Maps screenshot. Oh, the reaction.
Yeah.
Don't get that one. But you're missing a bomb there. You missed that one.
I missed a bomb? Yes, I missed a bomb. Okay.
We have some big plans for Ogden Avenue and a lot of things we want to do. We're going to do them all. The town has said that we can do some crazy things. So I think we can do some great stuff for Brookfield. We want to solve the parking problem.
Yeah, I'm working
Is that
on it.
live? There's a lot. Miserable Garbage. I've thought about running for mayor. Had a lot of people saying that they'd support it.
Like Hagar?
What? Oh no. Good react, man.
I got a little lucky there, I think.
If Mike Hagar can be mayor. The stuff I would do as mayor,
Gonna clean up this town?
I'd clean up this town. I'd be very hard on crime and littering.
Oh, 10,000.
there's-
Done. Oh, well.
It's 10,000, better than death.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, he keeps coming back for more? No. Okay. Okay, there's a guy that spawns. Yeah, okay, okay.
Shoot it with your powered up gun.
No bonus. Oh, man. But it's better than dying. I'm about to get extra life. Kind of. Okay.
Jolt saying I would consider moving to Brookfield. I'll,
Get away. Get away from me.
got him.
Okay, 20K extra life. Cartwheel people. I gotta deal with the cartwheels. Tom, is it too early to put them in the sweat chair? Okay. Not even halfway? You know, it'll help 100 points right here. Never the long one. It was the long one. 3G. There we go.
100 points.
Okay, we're going
No, 13. 13.
13. Okay. All right. I'm not even halfway there, he says.
Miserable Garbage saying she got that 90s White Snake hair. This one.
How do you kill Cartwheel Lady? Is it just damage?
Stupendous man, you know, Cook County, those property taxes, it's one of those big things. There's a lot of people getting out of Cook County. Shot him in the top of the back. Just leave that guy.
Oh, his rocket didn't even reach. What a dummy. Now, what's better, 10,000 points or 10,000 points or getting the power up and killing people and beating the level? What would you say is best?
I would say don't get the power up and beat the level. Fire some bullets there.
I stood up to fire bullets. Man.
You were creeping in on it. I was like, Why is that gun not firing off?
I had to load the brain up. All right, how much is Cartwheel Lady? A lot? 1,000?
Jolt saying Galpin goes get a tax break. Yeah, you know, I don't want any tax breaks. I just don't want the town spending money on things that causes the taxes to be higher. Like, I'm fine with putting in
Okay, all right. We got this.
fire.
I had to.
Get in the more precarious spot? Why?
No,
Why would?
it's the opposite. It's the opposite inputs that are loading me up. It's crazy. I had that.
Allow me to armchair quarterback on how to play this here. And tape gate.
All right, I got this. This is easy.
No, we got us. We got this with what we got. We're not throwing 2 grenades when we don't need to throw any. All right. So go up shooting.
Yeah, I got this. I got it.
No!
Oh no. Oh well. That's bad, right?
It's a spot of bother, perhaps. Get out of there.
Okay, got 2. Our spotters say we got 2 with that blast. All right.
Shooting that guy in the top of the head.
Oh, we got a grenader here.
Just creep it forward.
We got.
Bouncer. Watch out!
Oh, it changes?
No, it was course. It was accurate.
Now the question is, did I lose my 10,000 point bonus permanently?
No.
I didn't?
No, I would say no.
What's my score, Tom? Am I getting absolutely murdered?
184, 550 is your top score.
I need more practice on this hard stage here.
Okay. Now you could do a high jump fire.
Yeah.
Stay ducking.
Okay. Across. And then kill this guy.
And then you want to
that's
go.
easy.
You want to go up and then fire and walk. There you go.
Yeah, it's still the input. All right, kill grenade
It's
guy.
tough. It's a. Shoot that guy in the spine.
Okay.
Watch out for.
All right, we got grenader.
So creep and always fire.
Creep and kill. Couldn't be simpler.
Yes, get that one up top, but not the one next to it.
How did I
It
kill
can't.
that guy last time? Did I have a power up? I killed that guy.
Maybe
I
you
had the power
either
up.
had the power up or you baited him to chase you.
Not even the score. Wait, what's the score that I had? Oh. Man, that level
It's tough.
putting me to the. But I think I could beat it. And get the bonus. No, the multiple choice is 100 points. Unless there's something there or something.
Well, if you get 10 right, it's 10,000 points.
Oh, so it's a huge thing?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to learn Japanese, I guess.
It's probably just memorizing. Joel, thank you for that, man.
I blocked the bullet. You did it.
You know, it's crazy. We're coming up on the end of the month.
End of the first month of the year already gone.
It's insane. Last January was our best January ever.
Really?
And we are right there. We are so close to having our new best January ever.
Do you think if you could get some YouTube sensations to plug the arcade, maybe we could get the best January ever?
Well, you know, it depends on what you're calling a YouTube, who you're calling a YouTube sensation. There's some of them, it gets the rest of the internet in an uproar.
I think it could help.
I can't imagine that an off-the-cuff, like a random comment about somebody.
I think it'll help.
You missed a bunch there.
I know. That grenade guy is...
Gotta go.
He's no good, yeah. Oh,
Oh my
gate.
goodness, tape
Gate.
gate again! Now I'm dropping stuff.
That beat at the end of the song reminds me of the New Kids on the Block, What's in the Middle? Or
I don't.
The Right Stuff, that song? Doesn't
my
that sound like that, Chad? It sounds like The Right Stuff.
Got him.
It's like dun 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 dun, and then that's the stage. That's that song.
Haven't heard it.
Chad knows what I'm talking about, right? All right. $1.28.
Jolt says I see what you mean.
30. Long.
Let me see if I can help here. The best possible use of the future is subspace.
Hey.
C. Comet Tail is born behind the road.
I'm just guessing here. Oh. 300.
300.
300 big ones.
You would need a fast translator.
I think that guy's big points.
I don't know if there is big. Oh, you got that guy. The gut shot. He's Mr. Orange in the back seat. You're missing that one behind you.
I always miss that one. Okay. Bomb, grenade. Down is okay. When you're
If-
shooting,
I would want to implement. It would be time consuming. And
Like high
time
score day?
is one of the things that it's the hardest commodity to come by. I was talking with one of the guys of from Sound Education, who is pillar of the community for sure within Brookfield. He's a he was a commissioner on the Brookfield Economic Development Committee. He is one of the founding members of the Brookfield EDC.
whew, stay back, fiend.
As am I. I'm a commissioner on for the town as well. The stuff I would implement and the stuff that I want to implement for Brookfield in Ogden Avenue. Like we just bought a a tractor with a snowblower on it. So we just had it all gone through, and now
Greetings.
Ogden Avenue will be clear come next snowfall. I'm not just doing my properties, the Galloping Ghost properties.
Safe travels.
You're doing your part?
I'm doing corner to corner of Brookfield. Ogden Avenue, those sidewalks will be clear. I want no money for it. It takes no time in a tractor. Nick, what is up? Winchester, what is up?
What
The
is
80s
that nonsense?
Transformer Sega game.
Be careful.
Got him.
I died on the stupid boss. Can't believe he got
Marcus
me.
saying, just a heads up, if you're traveling the Galapagos, there will be a winter storm warning in the Chicagoland area. Yeah, you know, I see so many times
Can I
that the
help you?
weather,
Farewell. Have a good one.
they're scaring people with the weather.
Need help?
Gets it.
I'm gonna go one.
Be cautious, of course, but I don't know. It's just some snow.
Okay. Cartwheeler.
No snow is better, for sure. It's easier walk down to pinball. All the things.
Does it help with record Januaries?
That snow, you know, I'm more. It's so close to where, like, maybe we don't make it.
I can make it though.
I've seen days where, oh, it's going to be terrible and nothing happens. And then it train wrecks a busy day for us.
Light bless you.
And then sometimes they're like, oh, light snow. And the other night they're saying light snow. And then it was like ridiculous snow.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Fire and walk. Always fire and walk.
Like the Chuck Norris movie Firewalker?
I'm unfamiliar with that one.
Oh, it's a classic. How did I kill this guy before?
You didn't.
Okay. All right. Tom, do you think possibly a sweat share chance? Do you think? Or-
146,000.
It's gonna be 156. It's not close yet. I gotta beat this stage here.
I think you want to start this stage just firing.
Yes.
I think you want to always be firing.
ABF. That's hitting his hair. Come on.
Watch out, he's a missile guy. Be careful with that.
Got her. Missile guy. I know your tricks. I've seen
Firing
them all
as you progress.
before. What's this guy? Just refresh. He's
Watch out.
Come on in.
Oh, gut shot. Watch
Oh,
out!
Oh! Do you think there was luck there, or can I claim skill?
It's always skill when you're doing it, man. You got credentials.
Watch this. You first, then lose.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness! And
No!
oh,
Oh, he got me! I thought it was invincible. No! This game is very unique.
it's fun. It's hard. It is a
Range user.
difficult game.
All right, cartwheel girls in the face. That's my spot. 3 points.
Oh, that guy was like trying to make some ground there. Gut shot, Mr. Orange style. Does anybody get the reference? Don't get that.
All right. Oh no, she protected the grenade guys, and I got them both. Oh, grenades, they don't come in handy. I've seen this game before.
Go. Go.
Oh no!
That's
the
not
thing!
what he wanted.
Oh well, I lost a ton of points.
Get some space and watch out.
Okay. Yo, okay, no 10,000 point bonus for me. Okay, Tom, how about now?
That 10,000
What do you
point
think?
bonus would have done
I've never
some.
seen this stage, right? Have I? No, I failed.
That would have put you over your top. Not getting that.
Oh, a boss? Oh no.
Watch out.
Okay. Alright. I don't know what this boss does.
Watch those bullets ricochet.
Yeah.
Watch out.
It comes back. What
They're
is it?
homing. They're
It goes this way, then it goes this way, then it goes this way. Man. Better do it next time.
you can go again.
Should we do a bet? Let's do a bet. Let's take a couple minutes to do a bet here. Should I beat my old score? Will I have my best score? Now be careful on this bet. I might not get it.
PB.
Peanut butter.
No, well, I don't use it. I've never used it for that.
Well, you don't use abbreviations.
I really don't. I don't. If I'm typing Galloping Ghost or Galloping Ghost Arcade, outside of the team
That's the only
being
time.
Team GGA, it's always spelled out.
Yeah, this run.
Will the
Well,
talent
yeah,
get a
on the left.
personal best?
Yeah, personal best. 184 and some change.
184, 550.
He's sitting pretty. Doesn't have a rupee though. 1990.
Konami.
That's before Contra 3.
Did they have any anti-gravity levels in... Did he just get 3 there?
How do you do that? How do you do that? Huh. Huh. Okay, I can start. Oh look, you can learn Japanese by maybe the answers are in the stage names.
I wouldn't doubt that. Sergeant Frogo, what is up? Saying I bet he'll get a new second best score.
So then that would be a no bet then. Bet no, then.
Those aren't real, and my insistence to use a flamethrower does not make it legal to do so. So, I was going the flamethrower route to get rid of some snow.
Okay. That's like a Calvin and Hobbes strip. Where Calvin's like, I'm just gonna, he wants a flamethrower or something.
I am unfamiliar. The ones that I've tried, not doing it for me.
Not hot enough?
Not, yeah, they're not.
Start shooting. That's the rule of this game.
Always be firing. Wipe it. Let's go another.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the
Not a big
standard call of.
Yeah, it's just my last run be my PB. That's not my last run. Alright. So I should get my PB and then do one more run.
You know, the internet would lose its mind if you did that. They would be like, well, that isn't his last run. He's not an internet sensation. And
What's in the right stuff, right? You don't hear that? New Kids on the Block? You don't know that one?
you can rest assured I would not hear the New Kids.
They wouldn't have played that at your gym or something? Export gym back in the day?
Headphones, man. I don't want to hear any of that stuff.
Oh, you dodged all the pop music?
It's
Isn't that cheating?
Zeppelin, John Paul Jones solo stuff, and them Crooked Vultures. Occasionally some Page and Plant.
So your music variety is like an Ernest closet? Like an Ernest Goes to Jail? Where he picks out his outfit for the day? That's your music variety right there? You haven't seen Ernest Goes to Jail?
I have not.
No Ernest Goes to Jail either?
I have not seen Ernest Goes to Jail. I've known you for 22 years. Do you think I'm going home and watching Ernest Goes
No,
to
but you
Jail?
could have seen it when it came out. It was like 1990, you know, so like you could have been 9 or whatever. You know?
No.
You'd be like, oh boy, what movie did we rent today or whatever?
You think in 1990 I'm sitting around watching
Why not? It's a good movie.
maybe the TV show I caught a time or two?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Chat, that's a good movie. Let Doc know. Let him
The
know he's
chat's
missing out,
not going to
chat.
sway me.
Well,
Everyone in this chat could be like, Doc, you gotta watch. I'd be like,
I own that movie if you want to borrow it. I own it.
no, you can get 3 on this first one.
No, I don't believe you.
Wow. Cutting it close.
Yeah, see? It's a great film.
Nugget Lord
Yeah,
says,
Lord 420.
no,
Lord 420 says it's a great film. He's right. All right, here we go. 10,000. 1,000. Yes. These are all the same words. So you do one. Yes. Long is right. Yes.
long.
573. Three.
18.
30. I remember that one.
Do it.
Okay. All right, we're moving it. But believe me when I say your musical variety is Ernest's Closet. It's Ernest's Closet. You'll just have to trust me on that one.
So what's the bit? His closet only has.
It's one outfit, but it's like 10 of them in the thing, yeah.
Wouldn't that just be my closet?
That's what I mean, you're Ernest. You have a lot in common with him.
No, I'm about to take. I'm about to take this guy's microphone away. He's making. I take.
Doc took umbrage. Oh, I forgot my favorite bomb.
That's not it up top there.
I almost went after that thing.
That's why I made mention.
I always miss that bomb. All right, watch this. Okay. All right,
New movie. I go to jail. I try to be on the straight and narrow. I don't got time to be going to jail for anything.
It's only like 80 minutes. It's not very long. You can get through it.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't get that. I am not spending 80 minutes of my life watching an Ernest movie right now. Wipe
The
this
reverse
down.
controls.
Wipe this
No, I
down.
had an extra life.
No,
I
you
can make
need
it.
that.
I can make it.
We haven't seen it get made like this since Predator.
I can make it. I can make it.
Oh, you won't believe me. Ernest opens an arcade. I've seen some Ernests open an arcade.
Seen it? But you know, in Ernest lore, he always wins. You know.
Oh, well then I've seen Ernest not open an arcade.
All right, I let that guy have it. Oh, don't you do it. Okay. Up is duck. Up is duck. I don't get this game.
Did anybody get my Mr. Orange reference from
Yes, I
earlier? I know you did. Did anybody in the stream chat get that?
I'm sure they did.
I don't know. Everybody's watching Ernest movies.
Yeah, people who like Ernest movies like that movie as well. Oh! See that guy just shift me, right? Like just once. And then... Oh no! Good
Get
movies
that
are
one.
Good movies. Good movies are good movies.
Ernest gets that poison.
He'd be fine. He would be fine.
Big Bang saying, yeah, Orange Julius from Violent Storm.
No problem. No big deal. Get out of here. I know that guy's trick. What is that guy doing? Is he allowed to do that? I have no memory of this level. Oh, the shiver. Okay. Spawn and kill. Okay. Alright.
Zombo saying Reservoir Dogs. Jolt saying somebody said Reservoir Dogs.
Extra life. Extra life. Alright. How many yes betters, Tom? Are they
Big Bang saying he's be called Mr. Pink.
think I burned some people earlier with that bet, that Mossie's bet. Somebody lost some life savings there of their channel points. 20,000. If this game were just repeating this level, they'd have the world record. Okay. 30 is always an answer. 13? Okay. 30 and 13, always an answer.
No, it's 10. That one. There it is.
I remember 47.
8.
Oh, squared. You always gotta go squared.
And
Yes. 2.5. 300. I'm a little closer. Alright, what's this level again? This is when it starts getting crazy hard. Alright, cartwheel lady in the face. That's easy. Okay.
wow, that went.
He wanted
That
a piece of me.
scrolled with the
Yeah,
screen.
he had it out for me.
The guy's getting shot in the spine.
That guy's in a bad spot. His rocket doesn't work.
Now go up and fire and walk.
Oh, Firewalker. That's how we remember. This is the Firewalker part.
And you, that thing you didn't do. Have you seen the movie Chuck Norris Firewalker?
Yeah, I see that. Yes. You saw it too?
No.
It's a great one. It's not as good as Ernest Goes to Jail, but
What?
it's pretty good. It's no jail.
I'm not.
But
I'll let
it's
you
up
know
there.
when you list a movie that I will actually
Tapegate.
watch.
Tapegate.
Tapegate. All right, I think I've solved Tapegate now. He's getting out of there.
All right, Tom refuses to put the sweat chair up. He says it's not close enough. Especially with me dying twice in this run already.
I'm not a huge. Are you a Chuck Norris fan?
Firewalker. Oh my. This is the hardest enemy in the game. Invasion USA is
What?
fun. Invasion USA is pretty fun. Yeah, I'm hurting. Alright, come on in. old man.
What is going on? Trading spaces. Trading places?
He's not in that. He's not in that.
Chuck Norris is not in Trading Places.
No.
Would it be a better movie if he was?
No, he doesn't need to be in that movie.
If you had to replace one actor in Trading Places with Chuck Norris,
Al Franken's character.
one of the... Who else? You have two characters you have to replace with Chuck Norris insisting he does double duty in the movie.
Then
Oh my
Oh! Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Pay out those bets.
Firewalker, Ernest, Texas Ranger, come walk with me.
Yeah, be careful on being a believer on these tough bets. No, I don't think I got it in me.
All right.
I think,
That was it. That was it.
my 184 550. Do you want that picture, Tom?
That's a great run. Defeating YouTube sensation Jamie Tibbetts.
Oh yeah.
going from not on the card to 5th place. Fred DeHart, Ed, Matt, Massey's, Maurice, Jeff Lucas, Matt Walters, Sam Griffith, Stephen Lucas, and Jamie Tibbetts. Oh, they're all stepping back. Taking.
These bets took out a lot of people's life savings today.
So that's how it goes sometimes. We're going to send you to somebody today.
Excellent.
Joel, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Huge thanks to our producer, GGA Tommy Waffles, for putting the show together. You know, he's doing new wiring harnesses and everything. Guy never stops. He is a machine. Huge thanks to the talent for putting on such a great show. Hope everybody enjoyed Surprise Attack. Elwood Blues, thank you for being here, man. Didn't see you in there. Live update of the Orcade scores are in place. 5th place. Stars aligned, Bullmaster, Dan Habiki, Prickly Peppy. Thank you all so much for joining us. Who are we sending them to? Don't forget, Stephen Lucas is streaming tonight. Streaming sensation, Stephen Lucas. He'll be putting on a show with Craig from Year of the Phoenix. They're doing the documentary for Ghost Lord and the Quest for Dark Presence.
We missed it, but shout outs to Aquas for the raid. Thank you very much, sir.
Aquas, thank you so much for that. Very much appreciate that.
Go with a 39. That was quite a bit of a chunk. So we'll be returning the favor soon. Thank you.
Elwood Blues, we still talk about when you used to do all that shoveling. That was huge. We are going to send you over to, hold on, who we send them over to? We got somebody new? Yeah, I like that. All right, we're sending up to Big Malone. We haven't rated him before, so tell him we say hello. Tell him what you've seen here. And I really need you guys to ask him if he's been out to the arcade. We want to know. Stars Line, thanks for that. We're going to be doing a huge show at C2E2, and as of today, it looks like Galloping Ghost will be at FanFest as well. Not official yet, but it's looking good. So we got a lot of shows coming up this year. It's going to be a great year, 2026. So don't forget, ask this guy if he's been out to the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We'll be back on Monday with the Monday Mystery Stream. And again, thanks to the talent, GGA Jeremiah, and our producer, GGA Tommy Waffles. Again, thank you everybody in the stream chat, Bullmaster, Froggo, Zombo, Visible Garbage, Elwood Blues, Big Bang, Stars Line, Elser, thank you all so much. Until next time, thanks everybody to the Stock Mac from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We hope to see you around the arcade soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Hi, this is Emily with Pixel Breakdown, and today I have the developers from Glass Arcade. Do y'all want to give an introduction on yourselves and kind of a quick pitch as to what your game Dream Runner is about?
Yeah, definitely. I am Rob. I am one half of Glass Arcade, and I'll let Bilal go, and then we can talk about our game.
Yeah, I'm Bilal. I'm the second half of Glass Arcade. We are two friends from high school. That's how we know each other, and we both sort of have gotten into game development in the recent years, formed this studio together, and Dream Runner is our first game in development.
Yeah, and Dream Runner is a 2D pixel art adventure platformer focused on our main character's journey of personal development, self-reflection, and the gameplay is really focused on flow state platforming. So cycling through your kit of abilities to stay in the air as long as possible, get through levels, and it's all about kind of that like flow state where you're comboing your abilities to kind of do different speed run and precision platform challenges.
Yeah, I love games like this. Like it just looks really cozy. I don't know. I also am really inclined towards like protagonists or main characters that have like the hood and stuff. I don't know what it is. It's appealing.
Totally.
Yeah, it was funny because when we were first designing him, it was sort of like the hood and the faded, like you couldn't really tell what the face looked like. And then we sort of just went the opposite way and embraced it. It was like, oh no, his face is just this like black mass with big white eyeballs. It was sort of like a reversal for us. But yeah.
Yeah. So is there an origin story for how you two started developing together?
Yeah, it really started in COVID. We were both graduating from college. We both had jobs lined up that got pushed back. Like so many people, we had kind of like a 8 to 9 month gap where we had nothing going on, and we had always wanted to learn game development. Neither of us had a background in it. We both had like some computer science. He had a lot of computer science. I had some computer science background, and so we spent most of our free time in COVID like learning game development, getting into Unity. A lot of YouTube tutorials, and that's what really kicked off our journey. And then we spent several years in different industries. I was doing consulting, he was doing software development, and we just never dropped it. We did it on the side, kind of like after work. We'd meet a couple times a week and just like work on little projects, and it eventually culminated in leaving our jobs to start Glass Arcade about a year ago.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice story, right? Like, I guess working on it on the side, that's kind of something that a lot of indie developers do. But it is nice seeing you actually like get close to completing your game.
Yeah, definitely. We made a lot of progress while we were still working part-time. Not on this game in particular. We were kind of doing a bunch of different stuff that we use in this game, but it wasn't, fully this game. But we eventually just decided that we weren't getting as far as we wanted to part-time in this. And if we ever wanted to do it full-time, there's no better, period of our life. Yeah, exactly. So
I think there was sort of like this feel of like, a desire to try this, but also a bit of like a malcontent with like both of our current jobs. I think we both expressed frustrations. It was basically like in 2023, we had both been sort of game deving for a few years at that point, like learning, understanding, doing these little projects, some game jams, and like sandboxing. And then in 2023, we sort of had this conversation of like, we have some ideas that we think could work together in a full game, but we don't think we could make that game within 5 years if we keep on doing our like 5 hours a week part-time thing. So it was sort of like that sort of decision of like, we don't like our current situations. We think we could do this potentially if we just like had a year. And so that's sort of like what gave rise to Dream Runner in 2024. In March of 2024 is really when this game sort of actually became this game, and we started full-time development on it.
That's a big step to decide to take, move to it full time. But it seems to be paying off because, like the game is close to releasing, right, this year?
Yeah, definitely. By the end of this year, we're hoping for a late summer launch. And then depending on where we get by then, if we need to push, we'll push to closer to the end of the year, but we're hoping for late summer.
So I was talking about the like style of it before is like really cozy looking. It's charming, I think is another word I would use to describe it. So yeah, what inspired the visual design? Also, is it a mask or is that his face? Because I think you were saying it is a mask.
No,
Is
that's
that
his face.
that is his face? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
Um,
no, it's cool. I like it a lot. So yeah, what went into sort of creating this?
Yeah, well, I mean, we started with the character. He was like the very first thing we had, and we have so many different iterations of him from way back in the day, even pre-pixel art. And we eventually landed on this pixel art version of him that is really what we were going for, is like a very cute, you know, alluring main character. And then a lot of the visual style came from that. This is funny. I just made a TikTok about this the other day, but a lot of our aesthetic actually came from some concept sketching we did, and Bilal put together this really visually interesting. He was just kind of brainstorming. He put together this pixel art portrait of him sitting on like a flat surface lake with just clouds behind him, and it was like such a good vibe, like such a beautiful vibe that we liked, that we kind of based the entire game aesthetic off of like that one snapshot of like him sitting on a reflective lake with all these beautiful different cloud colors behind him. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Bob. But...
Yeah, definitely. I'd also say just sort of like inspirations for like the game. Like we love the pixel art style in like The Messenger and Celeste. We think that kind of like sort of like retro style pixel art really looks beautiful. And it was, you know, really, I don't want to say easy, but it was easier to get into pixel art from people who don't have like maybe a very like refined artistic background. So that sort of like was what led the pixel art path. And then we also love the visual like style of Ori, how like sort of like Ori feels sort of small in this massive platforming scape. So that was sort of like how we thought about designing the worlds too, which sort of gave inspiration to the sort of cloud lake concept sketch that Rob was talking about. He's sort of this little guy, and there's these massive clouds and mountains and lakes behind him. We really like that sort of like that relative scale of how it looks.
Yeah, I understand now that you started with a picture that's kind of like dreamlike, because that's the cozy feeling that I was like, I think I was pulling from the visuals that you guys created. I totally envision, yeah, it would be nice to just sit on a patio with like a beautiful sunset and play this game. Also, I'll say pixel art, there's a debate. Some people say that it's actually harder than like traditional art.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I actually think it matters a lot what scale you're working with, because the smaller the pixel art, I actually do think the harder it is, because every individual pixel matters in conveying what you're trying to get across. If you're working with like a 16 by 16 canvas, the positioning of every single pixel matters a lot. Our pixel art is relatively larger scale than a lot of pixel art is. I mean, I guess modern games are kind of in this realm, but so it almost like if you zoom out, it's almost hard to tell it's pixel art. It's like that sort of thing. But I do agree, like at a lot of scales, it's very, very difficult to the look you're going.
We had like a bit of a visual crisis in the first like couple of months of making this game, where we had these like pixel designs and pixel art concepts drawn for like different assets and for our characters and for the world. But we weren't really like thinking about how that would work in the game. And we realized like the whole scale of everything was off. Like the character took up so much of the camera. It was very hard to platform on. And so we had to sort of like, because it was pixel art, and we sort of had to like keep this like pixel perfect aesthetic, like where you can't really like zoom out and blur anything. You can't zoom in and blur anything. You sort of have to be at an exact scale. We had to like redesign all of the assets with like this sort of idea that everything is like 16 pixels per unit, and everything sort of has a defined size like within a camera view. And that was sort of like a unique challenge with designing art in pixel art that we actually didn't know about until we were already like in the middle of it.
Right. Yeah, hand drawn art, you could always zoom in and zoom out, and you don't lose any of the quality. But for pixel, if you zoom out with the camera, all of a sudden your pixels don't know where they go and they stretch weird and everything looks off. So yeah, it's very, very precise.
Yeah. How do you guys split up
Well
the
met.
work?
For the Alliance.
Like, because it's just the two of you, right?
Yeah.
Light bless you.
Right down the middle. We like, I think we found that this is unique amongst teams that we didn't really realize, but we both like to do everything. And so we kind of split
careful.
everything right down the middle. Like
Go with honor.
it's just kind of like whatever task interests either one of us more, the other will take.
Be careful.
So all the
Nice.
art, all the code, all the design, we
For
go
the Alliance.
50-50
Can I
on.
help you?
Yeah, that's really cool.
See you later.
I guess that's the benefit of working
Need help?
with your friend on
Light bless you.
stuff. Because I know
Go
you
with
were saying
honor,
too
friend.
something about TikTok, right? How do you do like the marketing? Is it you both just kind of post stuff, or?
Yeah, that's kind of, we do more of like a platform split there, where like I take a lot of the short form stuff and Bilal takes a lot of the like Reddit and Twitter stuff. Just because it's such a specific workflow making like short form
Yeah.
content that it is kind of a waste to have both people figure out like how they're gonna make TikToks and that sort of thing. So that we kind of like delineate a little bit based on platform, but yeah, for all the like actual game stuff, we learned it together. So we both are doing everything the same way. So it's very easy to say, you know, I made this sprite, but will you like change it a little bit? There's like no problem there because we both would have made it the same way. So it's easy for him to just, you know, pass stuff back and forth.
Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, each biome feels distinct from like what I was seeing. So how do you go about designing their themes, both like visually and mechanically, to reflect sort of your game's narrative?
Yeah, I love this question. I'll do some of it and then Bilal, you can add whatever you. I think this was one of the earliest things that we knew about our game was the 4 biome split, because we wanted each biome to reflect what was going on in the story and the type of gameplay that was happening. So the forest is very dense, very vibrant, very colorful. That's where like all the other characters are. And that's because it's the start of the game. It starts off with a big celebration and the gameplay is very exploration based. And so a forest, very dense, there's lots to explore. We wanted that to kind of match. The lava like cave is supposed to be mysterious because it's the most puzzle like part of the game. So we kind of try to give it like that cavernous, mysterious feel. And then the tundra, the third area, is at kind of like the emotional low point of the game. So we originally had it as a desert, but we found that like the tundra is almost more impactful for kind of like that isolating feeling. And then the final part, the dreamscape, kind of like that cloud is like the emotional peak of the game and also where we want like the surrealism to hit its peak. And so that's how kind of like the clouds and the lake and the mountain all came together.
Yeah. It's funny because so this sort of came from like this initial blueprint of 4 worlds representing. So we the basic like skeleton of this game sort of originated when we were starting game development like in college, in our senior year of college. And so it was funny because you hear right what you know. So at the time we were like, okay, 4 worlds, we're in college, each world will represent like a year in college. So like freshman year is the forest, so like sophomore year is everything. And then as we graduated and the game actually sort of like refined itself, we realized that was like less what we related to and more we actually wanted to focus on this story, this personal story of our character Soma and his relationship with his best friend. And the world's actually sort of like evolved from there and became this sort of like 4-step journey of, you know, starting like with from home and with your family, and then like this sort of like adventure on your own, like a lone solo adventure until, you know, the 4th world is this sort of like dreamlike mystical reunion. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny the way it like still lined up, even though it was like a very different type of story. The emotional beats still worked, which yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stories behind it or like the inspiration for it feels sort of personal, I guess. Yeah. Whenever you sort of shifted towards having it be about like this growth and self-reflection sort of thing, did that kind of just happen naturally, or did you guys like say let's shift it? Was it like a specific point where you were like, actually let's shift it to something else?
Yeah, we did have a pivot point where the story was very loose for much of the early development. And then we did a week together. We didn't both used to live in Chicago, and Bilal was in DC. So we did a week together where I flew to DC, and we spent a whole week with a whiteboard just drawing out all the different possible scenarios. We had the main character, and we had a supporting character who is now Nigel, the red hooded friend. But he wasn't that originally. He was kind of like an animal sidekick that we didn't really know what his role was. And after like a week with the whiteboard and drawing out all possible scenarios and like what is like the emotional resonance with each different storyline, we came to find that it's most impactful if this side character is your best friend who starts this journey with you, and the story is actually about like them and their relationship together and what happens when something goes wrong and they get separated, and the things that they like depended on for each other, or their dynamics come into tension because of the separation and then eventual reunion. So that definitely, like, there was a pivot point where it was all very vague, and then it really crystallized after like all the different scenarios of what the story could be.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you have any pictures of you guys standing around the whiteboard or anything? Did you document any of that?
I don't know. We might have a photo of the whiteboard and like us in my living room at the time.
Yeah. We'll send it to you.
Share it. Yeah, please do.
It's absolute chaos because we didn't have names at the time, so we were kind of giving like code names for like this character is like blah 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 whatever. So like the whiteboard has a bunch of random names on it that don't mean anything, but it's funny. We'll send it to you after.
Yeah, I love seeing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what were some of the biggest challenges or advantages to working as a two-person team? I think we've kind of touched on the advantages, right? That y'all are kind of like, oh, we can easily split this however we kind of want. But yeah, what are some of the challenges?
I'd say, so we talked about how we don't really have like defined roles. We sort of split everything 50-50. And that's, I think it's overall been like a really positive influence on how we've developed, and like it's sort of like it's sort of created the game in a way that, you know, the game is at a point where it would never be if we never did it like that. We think we actually benefited from sort of sharing everything and sort of creating this shared style in Dream Runner. But it is one of those things where like I come from a background of like computer science engineering, and so everything is like very raw data numbers. Like if you have an opinion on how you should execute something or how you should like design something, you have numbers that you could find and back up and like use data to support your argument. But in like a creative field like game design, where you're designing like how characters look, how like things feel, how platforming feels, it's a lot more subjective. Like you can't have like, oh, these numbers prove my thing is better or like my opinion is better. So you sort of have like this sort of like there were times where like I had an opinion on something and Robert had an opinion on something, and we're just sort of like at an impasse, and we don't early on we didn't really know how to broach those disagreements or those conflicts, especially like being friends. Like, oh, we're two friends who have known each other for like over a decade, and now we have like a business conflict, and we're like, oh, it's sort of like, it's not really like a shared thing. It's like, oh, I think A should happen, he thinks B should happen, and there's no right or wrong. It's just sort of like subjective opinions. So I think that was the biggest challenge, was like learning when and how we approach those conflicts, like creatively, like when we ebb, when we flow, when we push, when we pull. I think that was sort of less of a refined like understanding of how to do that, and sort of we became familiar with each other's like way we work and how we best move forward. And I think that was sort of like the biggest hump in the first few months of doing this, but I think at the end like we have hit like a really good productive flow state of development with that.
Yeah, that is a really great point. I feel like that we learned a lot about that, especially since everything is split. Like if there's an art disagreement or a gameplay disagreement or design disagreement, like we both have equal stake in that. So there's no like, I defer to you, the expert in pixel art, like you can decide. So it was definitely a huge learning curve of like, when do we trust one another? When do we, just realize that like they have a vision that maybe I don't see, and maybe we should just see how this goes. And we've gotten so much better at that for sure.
Yeah.
It is like getting into a relationship.
Yeah.
Almost, right? I mean, it is a business relationship, I guess, technically, but I guess you also started though with sort of an advantage because you were friends before, so you had
Mhm.
some idea as to how you communicate. But
Mhm.
the business side can get stressful, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's definitely an advantage, and it could be a disadvantage as well, because it's like we've been friends with a 10-year plus relationship where we're used to interacting in a certain way, and now we have to flip, and like there's very important, business decisions and like design decisions that
right.
we have to argue until we agree with each other. We're like as friends, it's like it doesn't really matter, the stakes are a lot lower, so it's definitely an interesting dynamic.
Does do you guys sort of like run out of time eventually with some things? Because I don't know about you, but like for me, like social media is hard to navigate as a business. Like the only real social media I use is Reddit. Like that's the only one that I actively get on. And so like even starting this show, I was like having to start like creating like Twitters or like Blue
Totally.
Skies and stuff, and it's a lot. It's like I completely see why it's a full-time job doing that. So I guess it's cool that you guys can split between the two of you, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, time is the number one constraint for sure. And I will say, like, if I were to pinpoint in this 1 year experience, like the number one hardest thing, it would not be anything to do with making the game. It would be the social aspect. It would be like the community building, the marketing, when to start marketing, what to start marketing. Is it too early? Are we showing our game before it's ready? Have we waited too long? Now our runway is not long enough. Like all of those things, especially in the current climate where it's like it's a pretty saturated market, and like good games do not necessarily bubble up to the top just because they are good games. You also
Right.
need to have a really, really strong social presence before you launch. It's unfortunately, like, I mean, fortunate or unfortunate, it is just as important as making the game in a lot of ways. So that's something we probably have struggled with more than anything, which is like, how do we make time for this? How do we prioritize it? Because it feels, as people who just want to make a game, it feels like a waste of time. It is obviously not. Like, it's so important, but
Right.
I'm making, I spend an hour or here on a TikTok, whatever. That's an hour that I just lost making progress on the game. It's essentially like, if you do the math, every TikTok game, it feels like a waste of priority. Something we probably have struggled with more than anything, which is like, how do we make time for this? How do we prioritize it? Because it feels, as people who just want to make a game, it feels like a waste of time. It is obviously not. Like, it's so important, but
Right.
I'm making, I spend an hour or here on a TikTok, whatever. That's an hour that I just lost making progress on the game. It's essentially like, if you do the math, every TikTok or YouTube short you make pushes out our launch timeline by an hour. When you like, there's just a lot of way to think about it that makes it feel hard to manage for sure.
Yeah, you have to step into a bunch of roles.
Mhm.
And you're right. I think from what I've gathered from speaking to a lot of the indie devs, it seems like there is no too early to
Yeah.
promoting. Like it's like the earlier the better. But I also understand too that like, oh, what if I show something, but then it's not
Mhm.
kept in the game, or like, yeah, something shifts. But I think also when you build a community, people kind of like tend to be understanding, especially
Yeah.
for indie devs. Like it's like, okay, that's fine that you show something that maybe isn't in the game. Um, but yeah,
It's, we talk about this a lot early, which is that it's a very vulnerable thing to share our game. And I think we both were very afraid at first of like starting to post, because it's like very special to us. And so like, we don't want to share it before it's ready and maybe get negative stuff. All this stuff that you play up in your head of like, you release it too early and people don't like it and all that stuff. But I will say, now that we've been doing it regularly, I have come to enjoy it. I think it's really fun to share a game. It's really fun to see what people say. It can be like just as creative of an outlet to like make this content. So there's definitely a lot of upsides too. It's just the time management.
Definitely.
so Dream Runner is described as having like,
What can I
yeah,
do for
flow
you?
state platforming.
Go with
How do you approach like designing the movement and the ability chaining to hit that rhythm?
Yeah. We really wanted the platforming to highlight the four core abilities that our character Soma has. We thought they had really interesting synergies with each other in terms of like how all the different ways you can sort of stay in the air, reach platforms, open doors, do everything like that. There's sort of like two distinct categories of where the 4 abilities fall in. There's like this horizontal hover float mechanic where you have like basically really full control over your character's momentum. You can stop on a dime, and you can sort of like go across these gaps, sort of like Peach's hover and like Super Smash Brothers. And then you have like the teleport, which is another sort of like movement based, like it's almost like a dash, but at the same time, like you phase through whatever you're in front of. So you can go through walls, go through platforms, dodge enemies in that way. And so those sort of work just hand in hand. It's obvious, like you can stop your momentum, control your momentum, float, and then teleport. And those are very, that's very natural. And the other 2 abilities are, there's this sort of like melee, like slash, kind of like the Shovel Knight, or the like Cuphead parry, where you can hit something and you can bounce off of it. So it's sort of like this combat type movement that you can interact with elements in the environment to sort of like manipulate your character's momentum and their platforming. And then same with the 4th one, which is like this sort of like lightning bolt, like shoot. It's sort of like a bullet you can shoot. And initially it's sort of like this way to open doors. Like you can shoot a battery, it'll turn on an engine, and it'll open a door, it'll interact with the environment. So you have those 2 abilities that interact with the environment, and then you have the 2 that sort of influence the character's momentum. And so that sort of cycling of the 4, while you're in the air, you have to like quickly like open a door or quickly like hit a stone to bounce off of. Then like you want to stop your character's momentum because you'll hit spikes on the ceiling if you don't float now, and then you got to teleport through this wall or this floor or this platform. So this sort of like juggling of the 4 and reacting to different things in the environment that react to all 4 abilities in different ways. Like there's lasers that will kill you if you teleport. There's like platforms that will disappear if you use your teleport now, so you want to hold that away. You may not want to like phase through in that way. Maybe you want to find some other way around. And there are different power-ups that also interact with these abilities in different ways. But yeah, it's basically sort of this idea of you have 4 tools that kind of have 2 categories amongst them, and you want to balance them over and over again in this sort of like rhythmic pattern of, oh, shoot, oh, float, oh, teleport. And you sort of enter this flow state of, oh, I know how the platforming goes. I kind of sort of have this like sixth sense of how to stay in the air and how to get through this. So that was like all sort of developed from sandboxing and what felt good to us. And we sort of like game designed backwards from the character controller from there, basically.
Yeah. And a lot of the level design is just about how do we use that in unique and interesting ways, and then also introduce like biome specific complementary mechanics to switch things up a bit, to make it more interesting, to make you use something that you've been using one way the entire game in a totally new way, because now there's this new mechanic that throws everything for a loop. So that's a really fun part of the level design.
I will say, first off, Peach's float is OP. Like, that really was. So, yeah, I loved doing that, though. So I like seeing that mixed in. I also think it seems like the way you're adding in these different abilities, it's less about, like, find your play style and more about, like, master these, because you're going to have to use all of them, which I think is really cool. Like, I like varieties in games, and I think that it's cool that there's one that's like, no, you have to use all of these. So like get used to using them and figuring out on the fly like what is best for what. And I guess it helped you generate content almost, because it's like you're spending a lot of time adding these abilities that not a lot of platformers have, right? But it is creating interesting levels versus you using the same stuff in every level, right? Like, yeah, it seemed like it was kind of more fun to probably design around versus trying to like make up content for the same player that stays the same throughout.
Yeah.
Did you have any design issues when you were like putting them all together, or?
Yeah, it was mostly like, I think where a lot of our brainstorming early came is making all 4 feel important. The 2 movement ones are obviously like, those are your core for like how you're getting around, but then we have the other 2 that we use early for environmental stuff like opening doors, that sort of thing. but getting them like just as involved in the platforming was a really interesting challenge that forced us to come up with like key mechanics that are all over our game now that like early on were absent. So like the ability to bounce off of stuff with your, you know, directional melee slash was added, you know, way after a lot of the other stuff. And as soon as we added it, we were like, oh my gosh, it all makes sense now. Like it helps you cycle through your abilities. It gives you more airtime. It forces you to use this, you know, directional slash in a lot more interesting ways. And similarly, like the power up for our directional shoot, which before was just a way to like attack enemies and open doors. We added a power up that allows you to turn into your bullet essentially. So something that was before just an extension to like activate something is now you have to use a well-timed resource to turn into your bullet and go. It's very powerful. You can go very far in any direction. So it's a new interesting way to use it that came much later in our design cycle than the other ones that as soon as we added it, we were like, oh, that makes so much sense. It like fits so well with the kit and there's so much we can do with it. So yeah, I think finding the way that they all can synergize and be equally important was huge for us.
Yeah. I don't know. I love seeing this sort of thoughtful design put into the character and like the play styles that you're presenting. Like you can just tell when people really enjoy making games. So yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
So you've already walked over through like some of Soma's abilities, and actually how they evolve. So we kind of are one question ahead. But yeah, I am curious though. Like, it sounded like some of it was planned out at the start. Did you solidify sort of those abilities, or yeah, did they evolve over time more so?
Yeah, the 4 abilities were, you know, we had some additional stuff that we got rid of, and we even talked about like there was a point where we were really getting into like level design where we were like, are all 4 of these necessary? There's some other stuff that we had that we removed, like we had like climbing walls and stuff, like different ways. You know, a lot of games have like either wall slides or wall bounces. We had like a version of that we ultimately decided hindered our level design more than it added to it. So there were some stuff like that we got rid of early. And then we had a lot of conversations about like, are these 4 the right 4 abilities? And that's kind of what spurred the like, how can we use them better conversation so that it's not just like, you know, these other 2 are just a ways to attack enemies or like turn on switches. That's where a lot of the evolution came from, is like really fundamentally asking like, do we need these? Are these important? Like, are these key to the character and the level design? And then ultimately saying like, yes, and we can do so much more with them that will make it feel so much better. So that's kind of like where the evolution came from, was like a very critical look at, can we get rid of anything? Do we need to get rid of anything? Which is, I think, hard to do sometimes as level design or as game designers, because it's like you become attached to an idea. And early on, I think we tried to get good at the idea that like nothing is permanent. It has to justify its existence in the game. It doesn't have to just be there because we thought of it and we put it in one day. Like anything can be removed. And actually that was a huge, like having that conversation switched our game in a pretty fundamental way, because it used to have a health system, like a health bar, and you had 5 lives, and the lives played into like where you respawn. And a lot of playtesting showed us that that was a more frustrating inclusion than a helpful one. It made level designing harder, because what we really wanted was for players to try these tiny little chunks and, you know, move through the game, but adding a health bar and like respawn points that are separate from if you lose 1 life in the spikes versus if you lose all 5 lives and all of a sudden you have to go back here and you have to replay the whole thing. It was just a much more frustrating gameplay loop than just trudge on. And every time you die, you respawn right where you jumped from, and you just keep going, because there's less replaying things. There's more freedom on our end to make challenging platforming, because we know that it's in small chunks and there's no point for the player to go back super far and have to replay stuff. So that type of thinking, I think, has been what's really allowed us to like hone in on what are the best design elements that we have here, and what can we get rid of that is just added for the sake of adding it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that that's something that is great about indie dev is you are able to say let's add this or let's remove this, and it's less easy to do that when you're working in like the professional like AAA space, because they're like, no, we've already calculated for this being in, so just keep it in. And it is hard to like, if you've spent like weeks learning how to like implement something and putting it in, you can feel attached to it. So I think it speaks a lot to y'all as designers to be able to take a step back and be like, yeah, we spent a lot of time on that, but actually this doesn't help the game really the way that we want it to. Like that's a great eye to have.
Yeah. And it definitely took some refining. Like we didn't have that at first for sure. And it took a lot of like practice to get there, definitely.
Is it like just you two doing play testing, or do you like branch out to have other people play it as well?
Yeah, we have like a small Discord community, which is mostly made up of like friends we know in real life, other gamers who we've played games with and stuff. So we have like a handful of guys in there who, you know, once we have like a concept level or some sort of like playable demo or something, we send the download link in there, and we'll usually get like between 5 to 10 people who like play it, like range of people. Like we have a couple of people who are like speedrun platformer like connoisseurs, and then we have people who like never play platformers outside of trying out our demos. So we get like a whole range of different experience gamers, and yeah, it's sort of like they're kind of like our testing sandbox. Like they're kind of like our guinea pigs. We send something out.
See you around. Greetings.
Yeah, it was huge early for sure. We were doing weekly demos for a long time because we wouldn't implement anything until we had people play it and like pressure test it, which in early development I think is huge. It's definitely still important, but early on it was like every new mechanic we did, we would pressure test it with people to see if they liked it. And that was another way that we either ultimately got rid of things or kept them. The health system was a huge one where we kept seeing problems that were coming up, and we ultimately pinpointed it back to like the health system, and it was because we had like great play testers who were playing a lot of our demos.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's another area that I think indie devs will kind of forget about is like getting you saying that you have like play testers who some are like really knowledgeable on platformers and some who just this is their first experience. I think that's really great too, because you probably got like a lot of very valuable information from both sides.
Yeah. The range is important. I think people also discount, like, I have my family and like my girlfriend, like people who don't even play any video games play it, because even from like a readability standpoint, like handing them something and seeing if they just get it or don't get it, even without the like context or language of video games, I think is another really interesting way to see how clear your level design is. Because if somebody who's never played a video game before can navigate something, that's probably a pretty good sign that like on its base, it's like very readable and well designed and well communicated. That I think you can't even discount the fact that like I think even people who don't play can be really helpful play testers for some things.
That's a great point, actually, because it is like sometimes you know a genre and you're like, I know if I normally press this button or something, this is going to happen, and it's like, well, not everybody knows that, and then that can be like limiting the people like players, right? And yeah, it is about like finding that intuitive design. Like you don't have to be a gaming expert to know like when something feels right and something feels wrong. And sometimes the common ways that games handle stuff aren't the right way. Like we just get so used to it because that's just how it's always been. But it's like, no, there's other ways that this stuff can be done. And
absolutely.
That's how like innovation happens, I think.
I love that.
So was there, so we actually kind of touched on this question also, about there being like personal inspiration between like Soma and Nigel's relationship in the game's like broader theme. So it sounds like, do you want to kind of expand on that a little? Like, we can
definitely. I mean, I feel like Bilal said this earlier, but I totally agree. Like I feel like
for the Alliance,
it's easy to abstract the story and what we're writing, but in a way, it's like all very personal. It is like, it's a story of two friends, and we are two friends who are making said story. So like a lot of like who we are and our dynamic is going to seep into that, whether we're trying to or not. And so I think a lot of the dynamic is it can be boiled down to like our relationship in a lot of ways, and like the ways that like we, you know, depend on each other or have grown up with each other in different ways. And like it's almost like an exploration of like, what if we were these two, and what if we had this big life event, and then what if we were separate? Like it's not, we're not writing it that way on purpose, but I think there's no way that we couldn't be writing it that way innately in some sense, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, Bilal, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. It's funny when you like look back, especially when you're writing the story, because like in that storyboarding session, like when we were like sort of drafting the relationship between these two characters and the story and stuff, you're sort of in the moment and you're not really thinking, because you're writing from what you know and like how you feel and like the emotions you resonate with. And then you look back on like the relationship you've created between these two characters and the story you've described, and it's like, oh, it's actually really reflective of Robert and I's relationship with each other and our friendship and our dynamic. And it's like this sort of like subconscious writing of like your reality. And it's really funny to like look back and be like, oh, okay, it's not so much like, oh, hubris, we're going to write about our friendship because we love each other so much. It's more like, oh, we're writing what we know and we're writing what we resonate with, and it is just also how our lives are.
Yeah, it came much more naturally, especially because like the Soma and I, these two characters didn't start as like friends. Like we didn't really know. He was at first, it was just like a woodland character who was just kind of like a foil for like explaining the game and like the narrative and all that. So we didn't even have them as like a friend dynamic, and that just came about naturally. And I think it is because we are two friends writing the story. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's nice. Also, sorry if y'all see me like tweaking out. I got a massage last night and the chick really threw me around. It was one of those like really hard ones, you know,
like a shiatsu.
I don't know what that is.
That's the one where they like really they hurt you and the pain is like relieving after.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. So I'm like pulsing right now. But it was really great. It was a great experience. But yeah, I think it's cool though that when you look back, you're like, oh yeah, I can kind of see like the power of friendship drawn in, but it's not as literal. Like it's not like, oh, Soma suddenly owes Nigel $10. What are we doing writing this in? Like it's not like literally taking like stuff that you are experiencing, but it's more like that feeling, which I think is really great. And it does fit with like the visuals that you guys are presenting. How do the puzzles or like hidden paths sort of reinforce the idea of the personal growth and discovery?
That's a really good question. I think there's a lot of literal metaphors, and then there's some gameplay metaphors as well. Like I think world specifically, like we have this post middle part of the game where there's like a big climactic dramatic moment, and Soma is alone in this like tundra. A lot of the gameplay is like speed run based. It's about like moving as quickly as possible and getting out of this isolation as quickly as possible. And I think a lot of that ties back to the moment in the story where he is alone for the first time. The world is supposed to feel desolate from like a visual perspective, but then from a gameplay perspective, it's all about like moving as quickly as possible. And it's supposed to give you that sense of urgency of like, we have to get on with this, get essentially reunite with the friend that we just lost is basically the parallel. And then the fourth world is very similar, where it's the story is a lot about self-reflection and reflecting on himself and who he is, and also his friendship. And it's also on the lakeside where you're next to this reflective lake, and a lot of the gameplay is about it's a mechanic that we designed where you actually reflect into the lake and you become the reflection of yourself. And the platforming in the lake is like different than on the surface. So a lot of that is like, it's a metaphor, you know, visually, but then also like the gameplay in a way it's about like you're literally reflecting your character into the lake at a point in the story where it's about self-reflection. So, you know, we try not to make it like so like over the head, like that sort of thing. But I think there are definitely tie-ins between the gameplay and what's happening in the story.
Yeah, definitely. Like that sort of like distinction of like a narrative and gameplay, sort of like playing together with each other on the same story beats. That's pretty key with how we approached both the gameplay and the story. Like the midway point of the game, like you have these first two worlds and these second two worlds, and they sort of play very different from each other. And that's because like at the like midway point, when Soma and Nigel become separated, right? That's like a very big shift in the story, and it's very like it's a very emotional moment. But it's also at the same time when in the game you unlock or receive the teleport ability, which is sort of this like game defining ability, because you're sort of used to this sort of like familiar platforming style with the gameplay in Worlds 1 and 2. Like you're moving through, you're solving puzzles, that kind of thing. And when you get teleport, it's suddenly like, oh, you're playing a platformer in which you can go through the platforms and go through the walls. You kind of have to think about it differently. So at the same time, when Soma has to like approach himself differently and learn how to do things on his own, apart from his best friend for the first time ever, the player also has to think differently about how they're playing the game and how they're moving about and what Soma can do throughout these sort of like familiar but not familiar platforming sections.
Yeah. The way we give you this ability at a time where if you had it for the first two worlds, you could have like kind of skipped the whole game. It's a way to like go through doors where a lot of the game was about like opening doors, that sort of thing. And so it's supposed to be like a mindset shift where now these things that were obstacles before are not really obstacles because of this new ability. And it does tie into the story. We're obstacles. So it's supposed to be like through doors where a lot of the like, kind of skipped the whole game. It's a way to like go through doors where a lot of the game was about like opening doors, that sort of thing. And so it's supposed to be like a mindset shift where now these things that were obstacles before are not really obstacles because of this new ability. And it does tie into the story a little bit. So.
Damn, there's a lot of thought and like philosophical stuff behind it. I love this though. I think this is great. I think it takes your game up a notch. Like it are these sort of like metaphors or things like that, are they obvious, or is it kind of for the player to sort of realize? Are we going to be seeing like Reddit conspiracy theories like about the game as people are playing, or
I mean, we love that. It's tough. Like we love, first of all, this is why I love what you're trying to do with this channel, because we love to
be careful. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you. Be careful. Light bless you.
to talk about our game in long form like this. It's like the only chance we have to like really express like the amount of thought that has gone behind everything. And I think it's very hard to communicate that in a nuanced way with like small snippets of the game, which is okay because you don't need that amount of depth when you are getting a trailer of the game. You know, it should stand alone with all of it, without all of that stuff. But yeah, we do hope that it connects like in the full game players can like feel that or see the amount of like thought that has gone into every different decision.
Yeah, we've had the conversation with some people who've like played the demo and like stuff like that, and when we described like our dev process or the story, it is really cool, like that sort of like, as a creator, like seeing someone play and be like, oh, I liked your game a lot because I like fast precision platformers, but then when I played it and I'm talking to you guys, I love like the more I learn about it, and that sort of like reaction to like when they learn and they dig deeper, it's really it's the best feeling as a creator.
Yeah.
I think it's great to provide this game in this way where it's like, okay, if you don't really care about any of this stuff, it's still a great game and you'll enjoy playing it. But if you do want to piece together these little things, there's a bunch of really fun little like Easter eggs or like metaphors mixed in that I just think is really cool. And yeah, I hope to see like conspiracy posts or something. I think that's fun. Yeah. And yeah, I'm glad that y'all enjoy being on the channel too.
Yeah.
Because I agree. I think it's great hearing like getting to hear more about what all went into these sort of design thoughts and decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, I also saw, I think there's like arcade mode. Is that right? So yeah, that sounds intense. What was your approach to designing this?
This was kind of like a selfish add to the game where we loved the story and we loved what we were doing, but we kind of also wanted, as game designers, as level designers, to be able to just throw really hard challenges at people without overwhelming them through the course of like a 6-hour campaign or like however long the story is. And we know we wanted to scratch the itch of like platform players who like really love that like next level, like people who play like, you know, game hacks or like mods of like already really hard platformers, like, you know, Super Meat Boy, Celeste, that kind of thing. Like we love playing those games and we loved designing levels like that. And we thought it would be really fun to sort of like tap into this sort of like speedrun mentality separate from the game. It's almost like a reward for people who play the game and then want something more, but it's also just sort of like scratch, like, you know, the game can sort of like have two faces, right? You have the story mode and where we have this sort of narrative that you play through and you learn and you adapt to these abilities. And then you have the like really like brutal, mean speedrunning. We were recording your time. We're throwing as much as we can at you. Like, can you get through it? And then we'll like judge your time with these sort of like gold medal, bronze medal, silver medal rankings of like how fast.
Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance.
You completed it. So it's much more of like a flurry of like, oh, here's like a 2-minute level. Here's another 2-minute level. Select from the level select screen, like very arcade style. So
Yeah.
That's sort of like what inspired it.
Yeah, I think there's also an accessibility discussion too of like we want people who aren't, you know, the most diehard platformers to be able to play our game and finish it and like have a really fun time with it. But we also want to like push our mechanics as far as they can go. And so it was like a mismatch of like this type of like extreme pushing of mechanics doesn't really fit in the story mode And the story mode definitely has hard moments. Like I don't want to make it sound like it's a baby version of the game, but we felt like there should be a space. And a lot of this honestly came from like seeing how much that sort of gameplay resonated with our play testers, like seeing them get competitive with each other about like who can beat this demo faster was a big inspiration of like, there's probably something here for a post-game version of the game that is like for people who love this type of experience. So that was definitely a huge inspiration.
I love that also. One, I think it's great keeping like speedrunners in mind,
Mhm.
because I love watching people speed run games. It's just like some of the crazy stuff that they're able to do is like it's very streamable, which I think
Yeah.
is always great for a game.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that they'll appreciate being thought of as not just like so much an afterthought, but like, no, let's do this too.
Mhm.
But also like it sounds like a great way to add in this thing that players clearly are wanting, but you're not forcing everybody to have to like sweat and stress the entire game. Even though there are challenges, like you're saying, just having that option is great. It also adds to like replayability, um, and yeah, it also sounds like this is another one of those things where it's like you can tell you're enjoying developing the game because it's like now let's have fun with these mechanics that we've done and yeah, just really challenge the player.
Mhm.
So yeah, just a great idea all around. And I'll look forward to seeing people speedrun.
Yeah, definitely.
These, yeah. Um, yeah. So, kind of shifting over to more like from the technical stuff. Uh, what game engine? You said Unity, right?
Mhm.
Is there a particular reason why you're using that one, or is it just comfortable for you?
Yeah, it kind of is just what we started with when we started in 2019, I suppose, is when we like really first got into it. It was the most accessible starter version. Unity has a huge user base, and so there's the most tutorials for Unity. And at the time, Godot was not really a thing yet, which like now Godot is making a huge surge amongst like indie players because of the open source and like collaborative nature of it. So if we were starting again, we'd have like a serious conversation about like Unity versus Godot. And then Unreal is the other option, but it's kind of like overkill for a 2D platformer. So we kind of like ruled that out right away. And then there's the other option, which is like build your own engine, like an Animal Well type scenario, which is just like was way too hardcore for like the two of us starting our very first game. So it kind of like naturally filtered down to Unity. But if we were to do it again now, the conversation would be Godot versus Unity. And that one, I'm not really sure. We've talked about testing out Godot to see because there's a lot of really great discourse about it right now. But yeah.
It does seem like the perfect game for Unity,
Mhm.
definitely. And yeah, it makes sense. Do you have any advice that you would give to aspiring game developers looking to make a game like this?
Just start would be probably my first advice. I think it's so daunting to start, but like just make something. It doesn't have to be the perfect something. I think Bilal and I have been talking a lot recently about like if we were to restart, what would we do? And I think before we made Dream Runner, I think we would have started with just really, really small games, easy to finish, very small scope. Let's take one idea and see it all the way through and launch it. Because we would have learned so much from an end-to-end process of like something way smaller that maybe wasn't like our perfect game or the game we like really wanted to make, but it was just like a way to learn. So I think that would be what I would say is like start with something very, very small. Even if you have like this, even if you've started what you think is like your dream game. maybe just put it aside for a little bit and like go do something really tiny you have less invested in and like you just want to learn it. That's probably what I would say, but I don't know. Wow.
Yeah, I'd also say like just show as early as possible. Like just show it to people, like your friends, family, or strangers, like online. Like I think that was a big thing that like I definitely struggled with, where there was this sort of like fear of showing stuff too early, and it was like, well, it doesn't look good now, but it will look good later, or like that kind of thing. And you can sort of just like slow down development for really no reason, because the feedback you get early is so valuable. Like we've had people play a demo like really early, and we got like there was demos we held off on and demos we showed right away, and like the feedback ultimately is going to be like, you know, similar whether you show it like after a month of trying a level or like 2 months after trying a level. You know, like getting feedback quickly, it just means you're going to develop faster and learn things better and get over mistakes quicker. And people are a lot, you know, no one's ever seen a game that they thought looked like bad and then later saw it looked good and been like, wait, this game looked bad at first. Why is it? It looks good now. I'm not interested. Like no one's ever had that thought. Either they're interested early and then they're still interested later, or they aren't interested early and they are interested later when you do show the stuff later on. So it really is like this, like it's kind of like later and then later saw. No one's ever seen quicker. And people are a lot, you know, no one's ever seen a game that they thought looked like bad and then later saw it looked good and been like, wait, this game looked bad at first. Why is it? It looks good now. I'm not interested. Like no one's ever had that thought. Either they're interested early and then they're still interested later, or they aren't interested early and they are interested later when you do show the stuff later on. So it really is like this, like it's kind of like a mental hump to get over, but really like you should get over it. Like you should just show people early and get feedback early, because it's so helpful.
Yeah, especially if you're putting yourself in the scenario that the two of us put ourselves in, where we are like, this is our full-time commitment at this point.
Hey there.
The longer the runway you have, the better, because we just started this social media stuff kind of in like February, and we've gotten some like traction that I feel happy with, but I'm just imagining if we had 8 extra months of runway on the front, where we'd be at now versus like the 3 months of runway that we have, it would have been an exponential difference. So like starting that community building and social aspect, if you're doing what we're doing, which is like trying to form a studio where we pump up, we make games and it's our full-time job, like doing that as early as possible, I definitely agree is like maybe the biggest advice.
Yeah. Both of y'all gave really great advice. Like kind of the ones that I stick to typically, like, just start, just get in there. Don't worry about doing perfect. Just you'll learn as you go if you need. And then, show as early as possible. I think a lot of players now are used to developers bringing them along the development journey, and they like having a voice while that's going on. So it's a little different now. And it's invaluable, that information that you can get.
All right, guys. I'm gonna sign off for the night. I'm pretty tired. I'll be on tomorrow. Like and subscribe. God bless everybody, and catch you later. Peace. See you later. Thanks, Butterballs.